Hello everyone and happy Wednesday. Surprise video because I got a couple of questions about what acupressure points can I be using to help keep my immune system boosted. So I actually have a PDF version of everything I'm going to go through. I just uploaded it to my website. It's under the resources tab. I have a page called freebies and it has a bunch of other freebies there, but this one's at the bottom, so if you want to download it, that'll be really helpful for you. The anatomical locations are in terms of the dog, but I will try and show you some of them in terms of humans just to make it a little bit easier. So the first one is stomach 36. I talked about this one. It's my favorite point of all time. It's the master point for the gastrointestinal tract. But because so much of our immune systems is in the gut, if we don't have a healthy gut, it's going to be harder for our system to keep up and keep our immune system functioning where we'd like it right now. So stomach 36 on the dogs is on the knee. This point regulates the spleen, the stomach, and the triple heater, which basically helps you thermoregulate as well as properly digest your food. It directs rebellious chi down, meaning it helps to prevent vomiting. It benefits the kidneys and the source chi as well. It facilitates chi and blood flow, and it's immune stimulating, meaning it's helping that protective chi get around. It's located on the craniolateral, meaning the outside but towards the front aspect of the pelvic limb. It's 1 finger's breadth. Everybody's finger is different, but it's roughly 1 finger's breadth lateral to the tibial crest. So just outside of that bone, in the lateral portion of the cranial tibial muscle, which is a lot of words, but for humans it's pretty easy to find. And it's also contraindicated during pregnancy, so if you are pregnant right now, you can't use this one, but there are some other ones that you will be able to use. So for lack of a this is my knee. If I were a human, you can take your hand, put the base of your palm at the top of your kneecap, fold your hand over, take your middle finger in the middle of your knee and slide it out. If you're sitting normally and not crouched or like really up high like me, you'll fall into a little dip on the outside of your knee, and that's actually stomach 36. So it's much easier to do when sitting, but because I'm at a desk right now, it's kind of difficult. So stomach 36 is really helpful, hi Monica, for your immune system. The second point is lung 7. This is the master point for the head and neck, and it's the connecting point for the large intestine, which is paired with the lung. So any boosting you also do with the large intestine right now will also help your lung. So this one is here on a dog. LU7. It regulates the lung and helps to circulate the protective chi, which in traditional Chinese medicine is basically your immune system. It benefits problems caused by worry, grief, or sadness. So with all the emotions that are going on right now, this is a really helpful one. It also benefits cough if you have nasal discharge with that, and asthma. So for dogs, it's located proximal to the styloid process of the radius, so that means in the wrist area, 1.5 soon above the transverse crease of the carpus. So that is a lot of words, but in dogs, it's easier to see in relation to other points. That one you're going to have to look up if you would like to use it for yourself. The third one is bladder 13. This one's nice and easy to find, though hard to do on yourself. So bladder 13, there we go, is at the base of the scapula. It regulates and tonifies the lung, especially lung chi, which is basically what you want moving right now. It tonifies ancestral chi, which you're actually born with a set amount of it, and you'd like to keep that as healthy as possible. It dispels wind and cold, clears heat, benefits respiratory conditions, including cough and colds. It's located 1.5 soon, so soon is a measurement, and there's a complicated way of getting this, but for humans this would be about 2 to 3 probably two finger away from the spine on either side. For dogs, for a dog Kaya's size, she's about 60 pounds. It's usually about a finger and a half, maybe two. Lateral to outside of the spine to the caudal border of the spinous process, which just means the dorsal midline or the spine of the third thoracic vertebrae. So we do count by vertebrae when you're finding association points. However, this one is really easy to find because on dogs and cats, you can just trace to the back of the scapula rather than the front. So there's a different point at the front. If you trace to the back of the scapula, that one's really easy to find. On humans, I'm not sure because our shoulder blade is longer than theirs. You may have to look this one up as well, but I believe it's near the bottom of the scapula on humans, but I'm not entirely sure. Not my specialty. The next point is conception vessel 17. So this one is the influential point for chi and respiration. So if you're having issues and you need to boost the breathing or ease the breathing of anybody, and it also benefits calming and worry. So if the person or animal is a little bit more nervous than usual, it's really good for that because it is the alarm point for the pericardium, which is the energetic sac around the heart. But this one regulates the lungs and the upper heater, which is the chest area. It benefits deficient conditions. So if you're lacking something or you've had a chronic condition for a long time, this will be really helpful for you. It also benefits ancestral chi and diffuses lung chi and helps it spread out better, meaning you're more likely to be able to take a full breath. It's located on the ventral midline, which just means straight down the front. And my sweater does have a dog on it, so irony. At the level of the caudal border of the elbow. So for dogs and cats, this one is right here. It's kind of hard to tell where it would be relative to the arms and legs. But if the dog is standing with their legs straight, go from the back of their leg and just trace it towards the center of their chest. Still on the bottom when they're standing, so it's not up between the chest, it's a little lower down. It's not quite on humans. It's basically the nipple line. You trace the nipple line across. It's not quite your xiphoid process, which is kind of where the ribs go like this, where they join in the middle. That's the xiphoid process. So not quite there, but a little bit higher than that is conception vessel 17. The last one that I'm going to tell you about, before I do that, there are instructions on how to actually physically do the points, so the amount of pressure, how long you hold them, the fact that most of these points are bilateral, meaning there's one on the left side and one on the right side, so you do need to do both, and descriptions to help you actually find the points. My mind is exploding. There's a PDF version of this on my website that I just added. There's a post about it on my work page and my Instagram, so you can read through it at your own leisure. This is just in order to help you find it a little bit better. Okay, the last point is the source point of the lung meridian, which is lung 9. And this one regulates and strengthens the lungs, and it helps to clear heat. So in traditional Chinese medicine, one of the 6 major pathogens is called heat. But typically it presents with things like fever, inability to regulate body temperature, things like that. Moistens dryness, so if they're having a really dry cough, it can also help with that. Promotes redirection of rebellious chi, so again, lung chi is supposed to go down, and when it comes up, this is expressed as coughing. So instead of coughing, you're redirecting the chi down, which would help decrease issues with coughing. It also benefits pain in the chest, coughing, and asthma. On dogs, it's here. It's located on the medial aspect of the radiocarpal joint. Radiocarpal just means radius and carpus, which is basically not quite the carpus because that's the wrist, but the radiocarpal joint. Cranial to the radial artery, which you can see better in the picture on the PDF because it shows you an actual dog leg with hair and everything. And cranial to the radial artery just means that it's in front of the artery and not behind. There's actually another point. If you see the radial artery is kind of on an angle, one point is here and there's the lung 9 point is in front of the radial artery. At the level of heart 7 and heart 7, I've gone over a couple of times before, but it just tells you how high up the radial artery is. Again, this one on humans, you can see your radial artery pretty well. So just put your hands down like this, like you're a dog, and it'll be easier to find. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm working on another resource for you right now. Another 2 resources for you right now. But use this for now. Use the points. I hope that it helps you. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you on Friday. I actually have my acupressure points of the month video on Friday, so you'll get another dose of this, but only 2 points on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you then.